Your past doesn't define you. Your inner child had an experience, and an experience that matters, but your inner child is wanting me to remind you that doesn't define you. Yeah, it helps influence who you are, but it's not who you are. And I'm hearing that if you're a part of this collective for this video, you went through things that isn't considered normal for childhood. I'm hearing trauma, like a lot. Okay, I'm getting chills when I say that. Confirmation chills. You are having a lot of like flashbacks, I'm hearing, or just memories. There's certain conversations that are coming up for you. There's certain experiences that just keep replaying in your head, and your inner child is wanting me to remind you, you went through that, but you are such a stronger person. I'm getting chills when I, like, quite literally getting chills when I say that right now. And I'm not your inner child, and nor am I saying that your trauma is what made you stronger. It's who you were through that trauma and after that trauma, and the lessons that you learned. Trauma doesn't make us stronger. I have 1, 2, 3 on my dashboard right now, and 5, 5, 5, and wow, 2, 2, 4. There we go. Look at this. Okay. It simply gives us the opportunity to become stronger. It gives us opportunities to grow. And if you are someone who believes in deep spirituality, then your soul signed on for that. Yeah, that's not fun trauma and it's not great experiences, but it gave you lessons. It gave you opportunities. Let's go ahead and we're going to see what... First, actually, we're going to pull some value cards here. I have the wrong deck in my hand. We're going to see what is this belief that is holding you back right now? What is this belief? We're going to ask, because your inner child really, really wants you to know, yeah, that was painful, but you alchemized that pain into strength. You could have kept that pain and passed it on to others, but you said, no, this pain stops with me. I'm hearing generational trauma in some ways. But you said, no, this pain stops with me. I'm getting still chills. I'm chills, and it's 100 degrees outside. Actually, it's probably more like 95 right now, but still. What is this belief that they're holding on to that's really holding them? Patience, your lack of patience. Lack of patience with growth. It's almost like I'm hearing that you almost... Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you're really stuck on who you could have been without this trauma. Without that traumatic experience, because the traumatic experience is what we go through and the trauma is what we hold inside of our body. And you're being called to release that trauma. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. You don't need to allow this to define you. You're allowed to grow, but it's going to also take time. So if you are actively already, that's also what I'm hearing for some of you. Okay, I got chills all the way up to my ears with that one. When I said you got to work on it, you're like, I am. Tess, I am. I am working on it. Okay, I'm so sorry. I hear it. I hear your inner child correcting me. This work that you're doing, though, is going to take time, and I'm also hearing that you've been repeating lessons, and you're kind of tired within yourself of like, why am I repeating this? Why do I constantly keep going through the same things? Because that's your lesson that you chose for this lifetime. This life, that's the lesson. There's a deep lesson that all of us choose to learn within our souls, a lesson of who we are and what we have to give out into this world, and that lesson is going to continuously repeat itself for your life. It's just only going to be deepening. You're not repeating lessons, babe. You're deepening lessons. You're deepening your understanding. You're deepening your learning. That's what you're being called to focus on, is the fact that you are doing something. You have also another feeling that you're holding on to that's holding you back here. Oh my goodness, half the deck popped out of my hand here, but we got one that did come out. guilty. I feel like you feel guilty because you have that trauma. Again, that feeling of like, well, who could I have been without this trauma? But who's to say you would be who you are? I'm hearing humility, a huge heart, a kind person. I hate to break it to you, but I think part of your traumatic experiences and the learning that you got from that humbled you. You wouldn't have this deep level of humility if you didn't go through that experience to learn about the importance of humility. Sometimes we wish that our lives were easier, but if our life was easier, we would be shallow people. We wouldn't have the depth because we weren't forced to find it. So that's what I'm hearing for you. There's also desperation. I think desperation within wanting things to go quickly. You're almost like, all right, I did it. I want to wake up. But I'm being told to remind you that if this was not something for you to learn and this was not a lesson for your life, it would happen overnight. If it happened overnight, this would not be a lesson for you to learn. There we go. That's a better way to put it. If this was something that could happen overnight, it would not be a lesson for your life. It would not be a lesson for your soul. This would not be something. I'm hearing that what this is something of this is bringing you to your soul's purpose, is what I'm hearing for you. You're also ashamed, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And that's all I'm hearing to tell you right now about that. It is not your fault, because if you could choose to not, that's not your fault. It's not your fault. If you want to blame it on yourself, take it from the perspective of you chose this so you could understand more. You're also, it's like an excitement that you're experiencing, that you're holding on to. I think it's that excitement for who you could have been without the trauma. But babes, you are exactly where you need to be at every moment. And if it doesn't feel like that, then maybe just what's wrong is not what's happening, but the perspective in which you're looking at it. And we can take a photograph of the same subject 80 times, 80 different perspectives, and each photograph would be a completely different photo. Same thing for your mindset and your life. You can have multiple different mindsets, and the different mindset that you hold is going to change your life and the way that it looks. So what is your child saying about this? What is your inner child saying about all of this? Okay, that is more than once at a time that I will take. I did see healing and forgiveness, so I think you're healing in the forgiveness of what your past was. But what is your inner child saying about this? You've been going through spiritual growth. Again, like I said, this trauma, maybe you would be someone different, and who's to say you'd be as badass as you are? Who's to say you'd as much deep as a heart as you do? Who's to say you'd be as kind? Who's to say? Who knows? It's all what if, babe. But what we do know right now, your inner child is damn near yelling at me to yell at you. Look at this. Look at what you've been doing. You're not out here just hurting people. You're out here healing your pain so you don't hurt people. Do you know how strong that is? Do you know how much courage it takes to heal yourself? To allow that pain to sit with it and not just be like, I'm angry, like all the time, but to look at it and be like, why does this hurt me? How did this hurt me? What could have happened differently that wouldn't hurt me? And how could I take this experience and move forward to not make this someone else's experience as well? We're going to go into part 2, so I'll catch you in the next part. I really hope that what you've heard so far has helped you, but I'll see you there.